Fiction. Fiction is a type of story that is made up or make-believe. The author's purpose for writing a fiction story is for entertainment. An author writes a fiction story to entertain his or her readers. The stories can be funny, sad, scary, or exciting. There are two types of fiction. The first type of fiction is realistic fiction. Realistic fiction tells a make-believe story about something that could actually happen in real life. Take a look at this example of a realistic fiction. Today I went swimming in my pool. As I was swimming around, I noticed that there was a little frog swimming around in the pool as well. He was swimming near the edge of the pool and seemed like he was trying to get out. I swam over to help him out of the pool. As I was scooping my hands under the frog to help him out, he jumped and landed right on my head. I screamed and he jumped off. The little frog jumped from my head to the pool deck. Then he jumped over the grass and hopped away. Although this is a silly story, it is something that can happen in real life. A frog can accidentally jump into someone's pool and swim around trying to get out. A person can try to remove the frog and have the frog jump on them as he is trying to get out of the pool. The silliness of the story makes it entertaining, which is why someone would write a realistic fiction story. The next type of fiction story is a fantasy. A fantasy story is a type of story that is also make-believe, but it is about something that could not happen in real life. Here is an example of a fantasy story. As I was swimming in my pool, I noticed a frog swimming in there as well. Then I noticed 5 more frogs swimming around in the pool. I quickly got out and watched as the frogs swam together and began dancing in the pool. With the croaking noises they were making, it seemed as if they were singing and dancing all together. When the frogs finished their song and dance in the pool, I clapped my hands and cheered. The frogs all took a bow and hopped out of the pool. Then I got back in and began to do my own song and dance. This is an entertaining story because it is make-believe and funny. This cannot happen in real life though. Frogs will not sing and dance in your pool. They will not take a bow when they're done and hop away. Since this cannot happen, it is a fantasy story. Good readers look for clues and events in the story to help them decide if they can happen in real life or not. We can use a graphic organizer to help organize the information from the story to see if it is a realistic fiction or a fantasy story. We will make a two-sided chart, and on one side we will list the events in the story that could happen, and on the other side we will list the events that could not happen in real life. Here is our two-sided chart. On the left we will list things that could happen in real life, and on the right we will list things that could not happen in real life. First is frogs swimming in pool. Second is girl swimming in pool. Third is girl clapping and cheering. Fourth is girl singing and dancing. Now let's list what could not happen in real life. Frogs singing together, frogs dancing together, and frogs taking a bow. Since we have events in the could not happen side, this story is a fantasy. Another graphic organizer that good readers use is a story map. This will help us to determine the author's purpose. Here is what the story map looks like. We write in some of the events that happened in the story, then we can decide what the author's purpose was. Since most of the events are really silly or exciting, the purpose was to entertain. Good writers will use this story map to organize their ideas before writing a story.